Welcome again to another episode of the Mixtape Matinee Podcast. I'm your host, Cole.
And I'm Court.
And today we have a special interview. We have Jesse from the band Eyeball on.
Woo!
Welcome on, Jesse.
Hey, guys.
Hey, thanks so much for agreeing to do this. I'm really excited. For those that don't know, Eyeball is a punk band based out of Toronto, Canada. And I just wanted to have you on, Jesse, because I've been really liking all the music that you've been putting out. I just feel like your music is unique and interesting enough that I just wanted to talk to you about your music.
That's
so
so
I'm just
cool.
glad that you agreed. Glad that you agreed to come on.
No,
thank you so much.
That's so cool. I, never thought I'd ever. I didn't even think I'd ever release this music, so that's pretty fun to hear.
It's pretty awesome. Cole introduced me to you, and today I went through your whole discography.
Oh, no shit.
And I really like your lyrics. Are you the primary lyricist, or does somebody else help you with that?
Yeah, no, I'm the guy.
Yeah, so to start things off right off the bat, so people that don't know, we'll probably mention this at the end of the episode, but go listen to Eyeball. You can check out all their music's on Bandcamp. They've released a few singles and then a full-length album, and you can get a copy through Knuckles on Stun if you're in the U.S., or you can also get it through the Noise Merchant Records in the UK, or if you're in Toronto, you can go see Eyeball live, which I really want to see you live. So
Three fantastic options. Yeah, three fantastic options.
So go out and check out Eyeball's music. So my first question right off the bat is it's a little bit of a loaded question. So obviously take your time with this one, but I'm just curious, did you grow up in Toronto? And as far as your upbringing, was there what was like the first bit of music that you heard that inspired you to want to make music?
That's great. I grew up in a city called Windsor, Ontario, which is like 4 hours down the road from Toronto. Nice little town. It's a border town. It borders with Detroit. So I'd spend a lot of time going to shows in Detroit, which is like the best part of growing up in Windsor. First bit of music I would have heard. I don't know. Yeah. There's a picture of me I'm naked holding a guitar when I'm like about 4 years old, like this little toy.
Nice.
But the first bit of music that I heard that made me want to make music. Oh, I could tell you about this. Okay, so I went to go see Chumbawamba when I was in like the sixth grade. Nice. And my parents took me to see Chumbawamba. They were like, we need to get this kid to a concert, take him to his first concert. And so, Tub Thumper had been out for a while. And I didn't know anything about Chumbawamba's, punk history or any of the lore surrounding that wonderful band at all. But we got to the show, and my mom and dad took me and my sister, who was a year younger than me, to go. We went to Pine Knob in the States, in Detroit, to go see Chumbawamba. And the guy in front of me, I remember it so vividly. He's wearing like a studded leather jacket with Christ burning on the cross and the patch on his back. And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. They started, my parents are kind of like aging hippies too. So they were way into it. They were like, oh, we didn't think this was going to, but the band comes out dressed as nuns with like Jack Daniels bottles in their hands, and they're slugging whiskey back on stage. And they did all those hits and everything, but it was such a cool, like, eye-opening, like, what is going on with this music? Like, I thought it was, it was a pop band, but it wasn't a pop band. These guys, they were activists, and it was fantastic. That would have been my like first punk show, I guess. It's Chumbawamba in a roundabout way.
That's kind of funny.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love that.
That's hilarious.
And how old were you, would you say?
Oh, I was probably in grade 7, 7th grade to you folks.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe 6th
Yeah,
grade.
that's
Yeah,
young,
yeah. Pretty fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm curious, and I know this might be like a hard question on the spot, or maybe not. Maybe it won't be. What are 3 things, they can be anything, that inspire your music?
3 things that inspire my music. I really like making noise. Always have. Like specifically, I really enjoy the process of recording music. I've done a lot of it. Some myself, some with professionals. What got me going on this? I was it was COVID, and it was lockdown. It was towards the end of lockdown. And I had been, just like noodling on the guitar the whole time, because what else was I supposed to do? And I work with Pro Tools at my job. So I knew, like, I don't want to do a Pro Tools record. I like kind of getting a little nitty gritty with it. So at home, I like to use 8 tracks and shit like that to make my music. And just kind of,
oh, cool.
it gets to be a little more immediate that way. You get to like not think about it so much. There's not as many options. You don't get lost in the rabbit hole of plugins and mixing and all that shit. When there's almost zero mixing on this record you guys are talking about. So home recording really inspired me to experimentation at home with home recording equipment really got me going on this stuff.
That's awesome.
I guess that's 1, right? Okay, so 2.
You can just go with 1.
Yeah, that's a awesome. No, that's really cool.
That's
yeah,
a great answer.
I think COVID did inspire a lot of artists for sure. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It was a pretty shit time overall, but it had its graces. Like, if you were privileged enough to actually enjoy yourself during the time you had where you couldn't be at work or you couldn't, do whatever, there was opportunity to make the most of it, unfortunately. And that's this thing was born during that big scare.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My next question, I'm curious, what other previous bands have you been in before you started Eyeball?
I guess it would have been like a couple summers after I saw that Chumbawamba show. There were punk shows going on in Windsor that I had eventually started going to with pals, and liked that a whole hell of a lot. So we started, like, me and a buddy or two started a band called Blurt in Windsor, and we played a lot of shows. We made a couple of records. It was really, really fun. I think people liked it. And that band, once the drummer had moved on, great guy, we started another band called Shared Arms. And Shared Arms, it's kind of like there was a band in Ontario called The Full Blast that did like hyper speedy pop punk. Like, you guys listen to it's kind of like a poppier Wilhelm scream, if that rings any bells, or like a really poppy Shook Ones, like that mega beat kind of like all the way through. Every single the goddamn song sounds the same, but we did a lot of that stuff. It's the whole drop D Marshall amps thing.
Okay. Do you have music on? So are those bands, like, can you check them out on Bandcamp, like your recordings and stuff?
I think Shared Arms still has a Bandcamp. I don't know about the Blurt stuff, but the Blurt stuff might be on that Bandcamp too.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out. That's more for me, because I kind of want to go back and listen to your previous stuff.
No, right on. I love that. That's
yeah,
hell yeah. Have at it. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say I've been listening to Blood Cannery, and that's some wonderful, wild stuff.
Nice.
That is some really, really cool shit going on there. I love it.
Thank you very much.
I love it.
I appreciate that, man.
Let's jam, dude.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I told you, if you guys ever come, like, if you ever tour, like, come through Utah, we can get you a show.
Oh, that'd be
We're
great.
about 4 hours away from Salt Lake, Otherwise, we just kind of live in the middle of nowhere. But
No,
Or Boise. I mean, Boise's another option. In
yeah,
Idaho.
Boise's another option.
oh, I was gonna say that band Shared Arms. We did a whole 2-month U.S. tour. We never made it through Idaho, so that would be. I mean, now I'm in a band we're just a bunch of old guys that like being on our couches, but it could happen. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I totally misunderstood when I read your Bandcamp because it says something about Sophie. And now I know that is your canine.
Your three-legged dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a joke that I had going, I guess, with myself when I was writing the record. Yeah, I had never planned. This was going to be a recording project, and actually, it was going to be kind of like, I'll make this eyeball project anything I want at any given moment. Like it could be, I could give an electronic song here, and then I could do an acoustic EP over here, and then it would be the regular punk stuff over here, and then I kind of got into a groove with this recording. So I eventually had enough songs for the record. And I was like, how can I add some mystique to this stupid project? So I started inventing characters. Anyway, Sophie is my three-legged Shih Tzu, who's also the drummer, and she does a lot of good work. She is like a co-writer in a big way. So
Yeah.
That's
awesome. What is something that you love about the punk scene, and what is one thing you don't like about the punk scene?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, there's a lot to love about the punk scene. It always has been for me, regardless of where I am, what city I'm inhabiting. The punk scene is a kind of a nexus for, honestly, like new friendship and ideas and just fucking around. Like it's a really you end up making a lot of new friends just by going to see a few shows over the course of a month. You can make make new friends. And I mean, what would I say is negative about the punk scene? It used to be that you wouldn't see the amount of female bands or non-binary bands, but now there's so many, and that's such a wonderful thing. Well, here in Toronto, anyway, there are so many, wonderful young acts coming out that are just, populated by all walks of life, and it's just such a good thing to see. But it didn't used to be that way when I was growing up at all. It was a total sausage fest every show, and it was,
Yeah. No, that's a good answer. Like the previous lack of diversity would be, but now it's evolving and changing. That's super awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about something negative that in my scene right now, and I'm sure there are.
Might be different in Canada.
I don't know enough of the scumbag promoters yet, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I have nothing bad to say about anybody yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So Jesse, for so the first Eyeball single that came out in June of 2025. How did you end up getting? So, and I'm curious about each of these roles, but you got Graham, Shane, and Teddy in the band. What do each of them do, and how did you get them involved with, I guess, playing the music live? I mean, eventually you got the songs written, and then you got together with them.
Yeah, exactly. There's a bar near my work, and I was, I go in there like every Thursday or whatever, and got to know the bartender there kind of well, and he had heard the record because I put the record out before the band was together.
So are you talking about Goal Songs? Is that what you're talking
Goal
about?
Songs? Yeah. But the single,
cool.
the single came well before I put a band together, and then. Is it really June 2025 that came out? That's crazy.
I mean, that's what it says on Bandcamp.
Yeah. No, you're
like
right.
This June it'll be 2 years that you guys have, I guess, been official, like as far as putting something out. So yeah.
Right. So, So anyway, I'm going to this bar, and the bartender there's like, hey, I know a drummer who would put this, he would be great in this band, and you should play your music. And I hadn't played a show in so long. In some ways, and I'm getting over this again now, but in some ways, it's my least favorite part about being in a band is playing live.
Oh, really?
But we've played a handful of shows now, and I'm getting back into the swing of it, But
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's like anything else. You take a long stretch off, and you get you really have some cobwebs to shake off, especially when it's something. I mean, I put it on a pretty high pedestal. Like when I go see a good show, I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that was a good show, and I know what a mediocre show looks like. I know what a good show looks like, and I always want to do what I can to make it its best. So I was not super stoked on the idea of playing this music, but at the same time, there's something in me that wants to do it, right? So I agree to meet Teddy. Teddy is a friend of this bartender. And Teddy messages me. He says, "Hey, Corey said we should meet up, and I love your record, so let's try it out." And I said, "Hey, you know what? Fine, let's fucking go for it." And turns out he's the nicest, sweetest guy of all time. He's saying to me like, "Look, man, I don't even get the vibe that you want to do this, but if you do want to do this, then let's do it." And that made me think like, okay, I can trust this guy. Like I can,
Yeah.
he was a stranger to me at that point, but I can trust this guy because he's telling me like, look, dude, if you never want to talk to me again, that's totally cool, but your record's cool. So we started, and then I know my buddy Shane from way back in Windsor. So Teddy's our drummer. So I've got an idea for guitar player, my friend Shane. Shane, I grew up playing Windsor music with since we were 14, 15 years old. He was in a band called the Tallywhackers. Still a great name, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's great.
And they were doing like ska-core, like Choking Victim style stuff like that. And so I knew all I had to do was ask Shane, and hopefully he'd say yes, and he did. And then I worked with a guy named Graham, and Graham said, "Hey, let's round the band out." And I was like, "Absolutely, Graham. I can throw him as far as I trust him. You know what I mean? I can throw him a long distance, is what I'm saying. Graham is easily thrown. I'm kidding. I don't even know where I'm going with it. I don't know what I'm talking about, but Graham is a wonderful man. So anyway. And he's not even really a bass player. He's a guitar player. Like everybody's a guitar player, and it turns out he's a fantastic bass player. So we lucked out. We all lucked out.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw some photos of your guys' most recent show that you played with. I think you guys played with Bad Egg and Garlic Jr.
Yeah,
that looked like a really fun show. And I checked Garlic Jr. out and Bad Egg. They're both awesome bands. Really cool stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hadn't heard Garlic Jr. before, but we knew we wanted an opener, and I knew I wanted to be something interesting, and I was like, oh man, I found him on the internet. I was like, I got to meet Garlic Jr. And his set is so cool. It's so cool. It's just him and like 8 bass pedals and a bass and an amp, and it's so good.
Yeah, that Ham Hock. Is it the Ham Hock? That Ham Hock riff is so awesome. I checked it out. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Speaking of performing live, what are you hoping people feel at your live shows?
Well, I should say, like, this is like it. There's not a lot of garage punky stuff going on in Toronto right now. And I should say, if you haven't heard the band, maybe you'll play something off the top. But it's like lo-fi garage fare. It's I like to try to put as much melody in there as I can while still having some of the yelly elements and shit. I want to represent. I don't know. What do I want people to feel at the show? Happy, I think. I want them to feel happy. I like when I'm playing and I look out and there's like people. There's an equal combination of people smiling and people nodding along. I don't expect everybody to nod along because we're definitely not for everybody. But I like when I look out and I see people smiling while we're playing. And half the time I'm fucking smiling like a goon up there too. So we can all smile at each other, and that's fun. I like smiling. I like smiling.
Yeah. I mean, having a good time at a show, that's the best for sure. I agree with that. So my next question is kind of a two-parter. I'm just curious how you came up with the name Eyeball, but then also kind of what's your songwriting process look like? I mean, I'm sure it's a little different for each song, but yeah, I'm just curious how you go about writing a song.
Right on.
Because you write catchy stuff.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
And it's very awesome. I love it.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, I tend to like it hasn't always been this way, but I can kind of write a song on like while I'm washing the dishes. You know what I mean? I kind of it's annoying actually. I kind of I try not to think so much in melody in my quiet moments, but I do. I end up, I'll be washing the dishes or I'll be walking the dog, and then I'll just be like, it's probably bad for my dental health, but I like drum a little drum pattern on my teeth while I'm sitting around. I'm like, I don't know. Songwriting is you kind of like have a bunch of ideas for me swirling around in my head all the time, and like I'll just I'll keep like 7 or 8 of them at all times, floating around in orbit above my head, so that I can like, I'm in the middle of something that's number 3 over here swirling around my head's going to work really well for that bit.
So it's just kind of in your head. You don't have anything written down. Like, do you have lyrics written down?
I tend to write. That's a good question. Sometimes you start with a melody, right, or like a phrase, like a turn of phrase, and then you can kind of build an idea out from there. Sometimes it's a melody. Sometimes you like completely gank it from somebody else without even knowing it, and you have to like cross-reference yourself with everything you've been listening to. The huge part of the songwriting process for this thing, here I'll show you actually. I know this isn't a video podcast, but this is the thing I'm actually recording on right now. It's this Zoom R8 thing, and that's what I recorded the record with. There's no amps on the record. There's no drums technically on the record. I performed all the drums on like a drum pad. Like I just beat the shit out of my fingers playing on pads to play the drums on this record. Let me see if I can get the camera back up there. There we go.
No, that's cool. That actually makes sense because I was going to ask about that. Because yeah, it does. The record's so tight. So yeah, it kind of does have that DI kind of sound.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And so is it straight? Is that a cassette recorder or?
No, it's a digital. It's basically podcasting equipment. That's what it is.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It's just like it's 8 tracks that you can do whatever you want with a microphone or something like this drum machine. That's like, I'm not programming the drums at all. I'm kind of playing them. But we're
playing them live, okay.
So yeah, I'll do a pass with like the kick and the snare with my left hand and my right hand, and then I'll do another pass on like what we'd call the overheads, I guess, like the highs and the hi-hats and the rides and the crashes. Do
you mind? I'm curious. Because that was one of the specific questions I had. The drums sound really good. What's the drum? What are you using for the drums? What is that?
It's called an Alesis SR18. I got it for $100 at the
Oh, nice.
There's a place called Paul's Boutique here in Toronto. It's a great music store.
Dang, that's awesome. Yeah, the drums sound so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this record got made for $200, which is very fun to me.
That's great.
That's cool. So I don't know if you remember, but I did ask you right at the top. How did you come up with the name Eyeball?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
about that.
The word eyeball. I found myself writing a lot of lyrics with centered around this imagery of eyes or this, it was a recurring theme in some songs I was writing. And then I kept seeing the word in my lyrics, and I was like, okay, I could do something with that. And then, cool. You do the thing where you're like, okay, how many fucking bands are named Eyeball? Let's find that out. How can I make that in any way different from them? Okay, let's put a space between the two words that make up the one. And there it was. I know there was a German band called I Space Ball at one point, and sorry to them. but that's where I got it from.
That's great.
But yeah. But when it comes to songwriting, like it's easy with this machine where I can just like sit down with the guitar. I don't have to, this can be a nice, quiet afternoon. It could be right after work, whatever it is. I don't have to do any work to get it set up. I just plug the guitar in and I'm jamming and I'm recording. It sounds simple enough, but once you kind of like, once I knew that I was going to make this record on this machine, it was like every potential idea I had could be a song almost instantly. And that helped a lot with the writing process for it because, I forget. My brain is dying. I forget everything. So it's great to have this like SD card here plugged into this machine that, I know I can't lose it.
So talking about your album, Goal Songs, I love this album. I went through all your lyrics on Bandcamp.
No way.
And you are quite the lyricist. I know you talked about wanting people to be happy at your shows, but the hardest hitting lyrics for me were definitely Bruise for a Birthmark. Which I would say is not necessarily the happiest concept for a song. In fact, I thought the opening refrain, the first few lines, definitely reminded me of Leonard Cohen's "Everybody Knows."
Oh no shit!
Song. Yeah,
cool, that's amazing. I got a Cohen book in my bedroom right now. I hope I didn't gank it from him.
No, I don't think you did. There's a specific line in there that I want to highlight and kind of ask what it means to you. You say, "Nothing hurts like being born."
Yeah, that's a song about someone who just can't change the thing that's hurting themselves and hurting the people around them. And there's, this person, there's a lot of trauma in their life. And they can't change. And you see this stuff in yourself, you see it in other people. And when you see it in other people and it reminds you of yourself, that's when you can like really feel, that's when you can really feel something, for them and for yourself. So it's not technically like an autobiographical song, but it is in a lot of ways. And, nothing hurts like being born. It's like, nobody asked to be here, and the pain that can be inflicted on you, after the fact, it's not all of it is up to you. And, a lot of it is up to you to change it,
Yeah. It's probably my favorite track, even though it's maybe some of the hardest hitting lyrics. It might be my favorite. It's a shorter one.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds long.
Yeah, but like for some reason, those lyrics just are so powerful.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
My next question I was going to ask is, I saw, I've seen some photos of your live shows, and I saw that you use the Fuzz War. Are you using the Fuzz War on your recordings, or is that just a live thing?
I am not using the Fuzz War on the recordings. It's just on a live thing. Okay. That's cool that you saw that. It's actually Graham's pedal, my bass player's pedal. He was like, well, I'm not using it for this project here.
Nice. I use that pedal and I love it.
Oh, it is it's fantastic. It's a classic. It's an instant classic, that pedal. I don't know how old it is, but it's probably like a 10-year-old pedal, right? But those things are fantastic. I think Ty Segall uses them, right?
Most famous John Dwyer, like that's his main pedal.
Yeah.
It's like he's got like his own kind of version of it, but yeah, it's really cool. I just saw that photo and I was like, that's so badass. It's like you're just running just into that one pedal, like from the guitar to the amp. So yeah. And I guess a follow up to that is, I'm curious, what amp do you use live?
I've been using my JCM 800. Twin.
Okay, cool.
So I've got the Twin. It's in the other room. I'd show you, but it's a nice old JCM 800. You really can't go wrong. So I've been running a Strat. Well, it's an Eldegas Strat copy, like a lawsuit copy, into that.
Okay, cool.
And that's the guitar I made the record with too. Oh, Sophie's here. Come here, Sophie. Come here. You want to meet these guys?
Oh,
Come here, Sophie.
Yes. Let's see Sophie.
your drummer.
Come here, babe. All right. You can cut this part if you want to, but here's my dog. I mean, here's my drummer.
Oh.
Come on, Sophie. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, there she is.
She's cute.
Oh, she's good.
Does she play the top hat at all, or
The hi-hat.
Yeah.
I mean the hi hat? Well, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to say
yeah, we're
top
getting
hat.
her-
No, the top hat, that sounds funny too, though.
Yeah.
She's getting. Yeah, she's.
Does she wear a top hat?
Yeah, no, she went to Juilliard for the top hat, but we're getting her. We're getting her like really good on these 16th notes on the hi hat right now. Like I'm really, I don't want to call it abuse, but I'm really I'm really riding her on the 16ths right now.
Might as well be the
great.
movie Whiplash. What is music that you like that people would never guess from hearing your music?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds. Like Canadian, faux pas aside, I love the Bare Naked Ladies, and I always have. Like I'm not just talking about the 1 week shit. There's so many good records from that group. It was Paul McCartney said they had some of the best harmonies in live music.
Oh, dang. I didn't know who he said that. That's
Yeah, no, apparently he said that. I don't know, but they were a.
funny. Sounds good.
It does sound good. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that record "Stunt" is one of the most melodically satisfying albums. I started, like I can sing the whole record for you right now. It's a classic for me. It's a classic. For me.
Do you have a favorite song from it?
That's great.
A favorite song from Stunt, "In the Car" is a really great song. And that's a Stephen Page song. And then I guess my favorite Ed song would be, that's tough. "Light Up My Room," maybe, or no, Leave. I think that's my favorite Ed song on the record.
I actually grew up listening. I don't know if you knew this. My dad was a big Bare Naked Ladies fan.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
so we grew up, with their tracks in rotation, in heavy rotation.
right
so.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
gonna have-
they got fairly popular in the States. I mean, they toured all the time in the
Yeah.
States. So big Mike Patton fan, big Dillinger Escape Plan fan, big De La Soul fan. Lots of stuff.
Okay, sweet.
Everybody likes everything nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yep, that's awesome. That's what kind of influences, you as a writer, I'm sure. Jesse, tell me about Spider Bait. I've seen you wear their shirt, the peace shirt.
Spider Bite. Yeah.
Or Bite, sorry, Spider Bite. Got that wrong.
No, that's fine.
It's okay. At least you didn't call a hi hat a top hat.
Spider Bite is one of the many Daniel Romano projects. Daniel Romano's kind of a local musician. He's from Welland, which is another few hours down the road. But he's, if you haven't heard him, go check him out because he's kind of a genius singer-songwriter / band leader / multi-instrumentalist, genre fucker kind of guy. And he does everything. But that Spider Bite band is like a straight punk band that he's involved with, where he wrote the music and recorded the music. And then this guy who runs, oh my God, I'm blanking on the record name. His name is Stephen Lamke, sings on the project. Really, really cool punk record. The first Spider Bite record. Second one's great too, but that first one I love.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a deep dive into Goal Songs.
Okay.
And maybe ask you about a few different tracks. And I'm trying to decide where to start. I think I'll start with the track Listen, or Listen.
Wherever I can, I will.
is the narrator in the song? Are they you, a character, a creep you invented? Is it like big tech? Like who is?
Yeah, I think it's kind
who
of
is
like
listening.
your stupid cell phone or your stupid computer is
Okay, that's the vibe I was getting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty basic little I hate my computer song, but I tried to do it in a fun way. The first version of that song is a straight up like Devo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's all these like little twingy little guitar. Anyway, there's a totally different version of Listen that spawned the one you hear on the record. And it was one of the first things I wrote on this stupid machine. That it was one of the first things I liked that I made on it. And it got me thinking about, you don't need a whole lot of technology to do this. And that was where I guess the idea for that song came from, was kind of throwing my computer away, or at least putting it away to make this record, to make it on something a lot more analog, not analog, but far less complex. And got me thinking about how often, like, that was my New Year's resolution this year, was to get at least my mornings back, to stop looking at my phone like first thing in the morning. Like, why open Twitter at 8 a.m, 7 a.m, and you're just looking at, like, you go to that For You tab and it's like, here's somebody getting hit by a car, followed by an insane sex act, followed by, somebody screaming racism in your face. It's like, what is going on? This is not my morning. This can't be my morning. And it's not my morning anymore. I've been very good. I've been very good at this.
Awesome.
That's good. I need to do that too.
Has that improved your mental well-being?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
But it's like anything. Like, I'm a hardcore nicotine addict, and you give up nicotine for a week and you want to put your head through, a wall, but it's the same thing with your phone. You're like, I want to look at it. Why do I want to look at it? I hate wanting to look at it. I should probably look at it.
Yeah. Now that you've talked about the track, it kind of reminds me of Wherever I Place My Phone from, do you remember when Wherever I Lay My Phone by Super Furry Animals?
Oh, yeah.
Which is another track that we've talked about on the podcast,
right on,
where they use like all the old Nokia sounds.
Okay, right on.
Which is kind of fun.
And it's kind of a similar vibe. I don't know if you've heard it, but
no, I haven't.
You should totally check it out.
I certainly will.
Yeah, especially hearing how the first iteration of the song was, how it was a lot more like...
Yeah, it was like a little glitchy
synthetic
thing.
Forward. Yeah.
No, wicked.
That's cool. My next question is, I just want to know, what are the samples that are on I Want a Pistol, Road Pig, and All Dogs? What are those samples?
Oh, okay. The first one, I probably shouldn't even say it, but I stole it from Ford movie, My Darling Clementine. The what are you all so mad about thing?
Wait a minute, what are you acting so mad about?
Yeah, and the reason I stole, there's the line that comes after that is it's this town full of dejected folk that are, they want some entertainment in their town to come through. But the town's cheap, and all they're able to get for them is bird imitators. So the line, like, there's this angry mob. And I thought it worked well with, I've got the gulls on the record and I've got the doves on the record. So I thought, bird imitators. Let's do. But I ended up dropping the bird imitators line and just keeping the "what are y'all so fucking mad about" or whatever he says. So that's from My Darling Clementine, which is a fantastic movie. What I did is I just slowed it down and kind of distorted it so that nobody'd ever know. So don't tell anybody, okay?
Okay.
That it's like, an MGM picture sample. And then what? Oh yeah. There's a wonderful guy on my street. Near my home, who plays music every day, and I've kind of built a relationship with this guy. Like, we're very friendly now, and there's a clip of him singing a song. And
Okay.
and there was a time in which I was gonna like actually film a documentary about this guy because he's so goddamn interesting.
Okay.
A wonderful guy. So I decided like I got to at least have him on my record. So
So he's on Road.
so
Pig.
he's on the Road Pig. Yeah, he's playing like a
cool.
Casio synthesizer keyboard thing
Oh, okay.
and singing into an amp on the street. And then, oh yeah, the dog show thing. Yeah. The other one's a Westminster dog show clip that I stole from YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, because they're talking about the Greyhound dog or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this indeed first breed is the Italian Greyhound. The Italian Greyhound has probably been around for at least 2,000 years. He's a miniature Greyhound bred down to serve as a full-time pet.
Yeah. I
Okay,
thought it was a
cool.
fun way to get into all dogs look like they're smiling when they're pissed.
No, yeah, I like using samples too in my music. So I'm always
Yeah.
curious how people think about those. So that's cool.
Let's see. Reading about your little blurb that you have for the album Goal Songs, I noticed the mandatory reading section
Yeah.
where you have The Seagull by Chekhov, Twelfth Night by Shakespeare, and then Goal Song by Eyeball. I'm just curious about those picks.
Oh, you know what? I haven't read either of those. I hate to tell you.
I love
That was
I love that.
That
so
was
much.
me being super cheeky with it. No,
That's awesome.
I just I wanted it to sound more interesting than it actually is.
Well, it worked. I was like, man, I've got to read this. The Seagull by Czech. It's apparently about struggling artists.
Yes.
And a seagull that gets sacrificed or something.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
You know, I should
Yeah.
do myself a favor and read some Chekhov. I read some Tolstoy, but I never read some Chekhov, and I gotta get into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, maybe I'll ask a follow-up question with that one. In Gum Song, you reference a name. I believe it's a name. Who or what is, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Godin?
Yeah. Oh, that's complex. So I was in Greece with my wife, and we were like, was one of our only vacations we've ever taken. And I fell asleep on the beach, and I had a dream about this kid I went to grade school with, who I later saw on the street,
Oh, wow.
like begging for money in Windsor, and it like really, really affected me at the time.
Wow.
And in this dream, I was having this on the beach, and I saw it like, you know, he was just, you know, in a worse situation than he was even when I saw him, and it got me thinking like, is he alive? I don't know. So I was writing this song about, you know, I wouldn't have ever thought about him again probably if I hadn't had that dream, like consciously thought about him. So I started thinking about like what, you know, kind of corny, but like, we understand so little about what we dream and why we dream. So that song is, I turned in the song, I actually turned God into a woman that, that's kind of like a muse. In the dream world, I guess it gets a little loosey goosey, but that song is kind of about the mysteries in our sleep and what we have to leave behind in our unconscious minds that we probably can't even process. I wake up from a lot of dreams, if I understand them, not knowing what the hell inspired them, so much nonsense, but also, certain dreams are so poignant to me, or like not poignant, but they seem to be, telling me something or something like that. And that song is kind of about losing yourself in your sleep, I guess, and not being able to, reconnect yourself with your sleeping self. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that adds a lot of background to that song. Another song with great lyric. Honestly, there's not a song on here that I don't appreciate the lyrics on.
Yeah. I'm just curious about, can you tell us a little bit about, two different things. Quentin Bay, because that's one of your lyrics, and then also the 88, that car that you reference. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Oh yeah, so
Is that a Canadian car?
No, it's actually, I mean, they do make cars, but there's a lot of they're Peugeots, and there's a lot of these. So that song, I guess, yeah, there's a woman in that song who wants to kill people on the street, and she's fed up with the bikers and the drivers. Which I think, I ride a bike. It's my daily commuter, but I also drive. And when I'm biking, I hate the fucking drivers. And when I'm driving, I hate to say it, but I also hate the bikers. I get both sides of this argument. I truly get it. And so that's a song about. Anyway, she says, what is the lyric? Oh, your vintage, you and your vintage pickup truck or your 88 Peugeot. Yeah. So it's, it's basically that's a line, a little dig at the hipsters buying the vintage trucks and also the vintage bikes and what that says
so that's
about
what that is. Okay.
Which
Okay.
I'm guilty of owning an 88 Peugeot. So that is.
So you have one?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. It's
That's
hanging on my
cool.
wall
What-
right now.
So
what
it's a
color?
little self-deprecating.
Oh sure.
What color is it?
It's white and with a rainbow stripe on it.
Oh, nice. And then, what can you tell me about Quentin Bay? Or-
It's Quinta.
Yeah, Kinte Bay, a beautiful bay here that is overrun by seagulls a lot of the year.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Where is that image from that is all the seagulls
On the album cover?
on the album cover?
That's a good story worth telling. So there's a place in my neighborhood in Toronto where I live in a neighborhood called Leslieville. And there's a humongous building near my home where they fix and maintain all of like the streetcars for the city of Toronto, like the subways and the streetcars, and it's called Leslie Barnes. And it's always they put grass on the roof of the building. It's this humongous like warehouse type building, and just overwrought with seagulls in the summer months. And so I'm riding my bike to the beach one day a couple years ago, and I had already written this song, Gull Songs, and I ride by, and there's this big government sign that they've posted, like this big honking Bristol, like kind of that, anyway, that like industrial cardboard, like can't get wrecked in the rain type sign. And it says, noise cannons in use, in that big, ugly government font. And then there's that picture. It's actually a bigger picture. And it's just, I looked at that, like I like braked hard on my bike and I like swirled around to check it out. Hideous image and this hideous sign that says noise cannons in use. We will be like, I'd never heard of noise cannons, but apparently there's these like humongous cannons that like pop and scare all the seagulls away, right? I'm looking at it and I'm like, holy shit, that's a fucking album cover. And it is definitely government.
That's awesome.
It's definitely government. Cool. There's a lot of theft on this record now that I think about it. But so what I ended up doing was I ran this by my wife. I was like, I have a crazy idea, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go steal that sign. And she's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, no, I got to do it. So
I hope you did it.
Oh, so I
Yes.
packed a backpack full of wrenches and screwdrivers, did a couple shots of bourbon, dressed all in black, like got a flashlight. I was like, all right, because I've always had this dream of pulling off a heist. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure most of us
Yes.
have. You know, one last job kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So I got all this shit together in my backpack. I drank my bourbon. I threw in some music on my headphones, and I was like, okay, if I can get this done in like 5 minutes, like arrive there, and then I got 5 minutes, hold the flashlight in my teeth, unscrew this thing, and then coast back to my house on my bike. I can probably do this without getting arrested at the age of 36 years old.
That's awesome.
And so I did it, and I still have the
Allegedly.
sign. I have the sign sitting in my room over there. But yeah, so I
Amazing.
took a picture of the sign for the album cover, and
Oh, very
That's
cool.
awesome.
and there's more to it too. At some point, I should post the rest of it, but we'll figure that out soon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a great picture.
It's
for
an
album,
awesome
so,
picture. Yeah, it's spooky.
yeah. I kind of have a follow-up question related to that. What does a goal mean to you personally? Like, why, of all the birds or all the things, why a goal?
Well, they're not beautiful in the classical sense. They're ugly, annoying pack animals. Really, like they're usually a nuisance. They're a lot of people see them as like a sign of negativity to come. They're scavengers. They eat. They're like not a whole lot of especially birds in that number eat meat. They eat each other. They act irrationally. They're brazen. They're not good to look at. They shit everywhere.
Kind of like
it's-
humans.
Yeah, exactly. They're a lot like human beings. What I'm getting at, and they don't sound good. Their song is not. It's not a pleasant song. And I don't know. I was seeing a lot of them as I was writing a lot at that beach I was just telling you about near the Gull Barn, and I don't know. What they mean to me, yeah, they're horrific.
Yeah.
But I appreciate them so much, and
Yeah.
they hold up some part of our ecosystem in a humongous way.
Yeah.
It's just they're not the best. I mean, come on, they're not.
Well, maybe I'll read on your page. You have some goal facts.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read those
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
Did you know that gulls can be found on every continent on our planet? Have better eyesight than human beings? Can drink salt water? Have adapted to survive on hot and disgusting man-made garbage, i.e., near empty cans of Mike's Hard, discarded Minions, trademark, etc. Engaged in an unusual practice called anting, wherein they roll on piles of fucking ants, possibly to get a boost of nutrients and possibly just for kicks. And then you reference the works that people should read. And I just appreciate it so much. I think it's a good metaphor, for sure.
That's
Yeah, I love that
Thanks.
little write up.
Thank
It's
you.
hilarious.
I put that shit up there just out of lack of having anybody having written about my music. there were no cool blurbs to post yet, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to have something.
So in reference to the gum song, what's your favorite chewing gum?
My favorite chewing gum. That's a great question.
Yeah, what's your go-to?
Right now it's Nicorette, Thrive, and all the ones with nicotine in them. But I would say watermelon Hubba Bubba, if you've never tried it, is a big one for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't blow
That's a
bubbles,
great
but I
answer.
really like bubble gum.
I love the title of the song, All Dogs Look Like They're Smiling When They're Pissed.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just curious where that title come from for you?
My last dog, whose name was Zadie, bit me hard on the nose when I wasn't expecting her to, and like the next day. That song is like Zadie wrote that song basically.
Wow.
But you know, it's kind of true. You know, you think they're grinning at you. That you think they're sometimes you think, and it's just a complete lack of understanding the nature around you that gets your ass bit.
So my next question is, I want to know what your thoughts are on these 3 different bands: Mets, Billy Talent, and Pup.
All right. I unfortunately I don't know enough Pup to have a real opinion. I wish I did. I like their contemporaries are a band called the Dirty Nil, and I'm much more familiar with them. Fantastic band. I unfortunately haven't seen Pup play. Mets I've seen a bunch of times, and they're so much fun. They're so much fun. Mets rocks.
Yeah.
Mets absolutely rocks. And Billy Talent are probably the earliest band in that group, right? And definitely, I think they're cooler in the States than they are in Canada. In Canada, they got played on our MTV, Much Music, like every day. We'd have few and far between. On the radio in Canada, there's something called CanCon, and we have to have 50% of everything that's played be Canadian. And when you're in a Shoppers Drug Mart and all you're hearing is Billy Talent, it kind of spoils it for you. Because I'm sure that band absolutely kicks ass. But I just heard the hits. All I heard was the hits. And I'm sure their records are fantastic because they are a really cool, like they've got a really interesting sound. And I imagine their B-sides are awesome, but I've never sat down and listened to like a proper record.
Okay. So yeah, the reason why I ask those 3 bands are all Canadian. And for some reason, when I hear, and I kind of messaged you about this on Instagram a little bit, but when I hear your music, your vocal delivery, I instantly think of those bands and their vocal delivery. And I'm like, is there something to like, because you guys are all Canadian bands and you have like the same kind of vocal delivery. Anyway,
that's awesome.
I was just curious about that.
No, I think there's something there because there are so many, and not even those 3 bands. There's so many. I mean, I don't know if you ever heard the Tragically Hip or Matthew Good or Alanis Morissette or all of our like major popular artists from the 90s even.
Yeah.
They all of them have this weird kind of throaty Kermit the Frog delivery that like you can only find for some reason in Canada, and I don't know what it is. And there's so many more.
See, and you described it perfectly, but yeah, there was some. I was like, there's got to be something to it, but you're definitely doing your own thing, not trying to say anything. But for some reason, it just made me think of those bands. And by the way, I love Mets is a huge inspiration for me. So
amazing.
Anyway, I'm glad that's cool that you've seen them. I didn't get to see them unfortunately before they broke up. But that's cool.
Yeah, no, yeah. You owe me no apologies for comparing me to Mets. So that's
because they're badass.
I may not agree, but I'll certainly take it. I really love that. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
I think for my last question about the album, I'll ask you about the song Cheapskate.
Right on.
I'd written down a question for each song, but I've decided to just leave it to this one for the album. A surface reading of the song, it could be about money, being a cheapskate when it comes to money. Is that all it's about? I feel like there's something more going on, but I'm just curious what you have to say.
There probably is. I mean, that song started with that first verse about the pack of miles, which I was very happy with.
That's a great verse. Yeah, I found a pack of miles on the staircase. Yeah. I never let a pack of miles go to waste. Great verse. Yeah.
You know, everybody knows somebody who's if they're not, monetarily bankrupt, they're a little emotionally bankrupt. And that song's kind of a play on that idea for sure.
That's definitely what I was picking up with the brutal line. I turned out like you thought I'd be, a weak man, and not just physically. I was like, oh man, man, you just know how to write these brutal verses that are so good. But
so I only have two more questions for you. So I guess one, which it's kind of funny. I guess we should have started off the podcast with this question, but I'm just curious how you got connected with Knuckles on Stun, because I believe that, have you put everything out through Knuckles on Stun?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so how did that all come about?
I think the answer is that they were just looking for a band to put some stuff out, and they found us, and it's like it totally is a match made in heaven. I love everything that guy's doing. It's amazing. Jason is fantastic, and he's really put together. Like even this year alone, he's put out like, what is it, the 21st of January right now, and he's put out like 5 tapes. It's crazy. He's gonna have a banner year, and I'll he's been kind enough to say like, hey, whenever you're doing something, just send it to me, and that's like so fucking cool of him. Same with Noise Merchant, Pete at Noise Merchant. Great people. Great people.
That's awesome. So he just found you on Bandcamp and then just said, "Hey, can I put your music out on tape?"
Totally.
That's awesome. And then
cool.
Is he the one that came up with the idea for the minute-long EP, or was that your idea?
No, that was him. He said, you're talking about Eyeball of the Northern Americas. I think what he found, he didn't explicitly say this, but from what I know about cassette manufacturing, they would have these 30-second per side tapes that they would use for like ad jingles and stuff like that back when that's how you would get stuff to the radio on cassette. So I think he found a backlog. I don't quote me on this, but I think he found a backlog of them. Anyway, he asked me, and I can't remember the other band that put out the 30-second per side cassettes, but he said, hey, if you think you can do it, if you think you can give me, 2 30-second songs, like I'll take them. And I said, hell yeah. And then I was thinking, like, why not do 4 15-second songs? Like, wouldn't that be interesting? And I was able to get 2 15-second songs down and then 1 30-second. But I was really pumped for that because one of my old guilty pleasure listenings is that Short Music for Short People Fat Wreck comp with just like 99 30-second songs. I think it's a really cool kind of puzzle you have to solve. Like, how can I make something good and fun and like complete in 15 to 30 seconds? Like, it was a fun little challenge.
Yeah, and they're all so catchy. Like, my favorite song is "Making Baby Smile at Me."
Me too.
That song rules.
The quarter's gone, it disappeared. Hey, dummy, it's behind your ear. I'm making baby, smile at me. Making babies, smile at me. Making babies, smile at me.
I have 2 more questions as well. So, but before that, I do want to give a shout out to something I noticed as I was looking at your Bandcamp. I noticed with at least one of the EPs, you said every hot cent will go to help Palestine.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to give a shout out because I'm really glad there are people out there like you who care and are using the arts in that way. And so I wanted to just point to that. Go check it out. What EP was that?
Hell yeah. That was Rubber Hammers, I believe.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Talking about your 30-second experiment, a lot of your songs are short, which is a common thing in punk music. How do you know when a song is done and doesn't need more?
I think it's all... It's just about how you feel by the time you like how most of the songs are pretty simple too. It's kind of like how much more of this is somebody going to want to listen to? Like, okay, I did the chorus twice. If I can get it in 3 times, that's great. If it feels like I'm overdoing it with this third chorus, I'm fucking out of there. You know? But yeah, these songs, because they end up fast, like a lot of these songs are old, like they were 2.5, 3 minute songs that I just sped up, kind of bullying the song into being, you know, quicker and tighter.
Shorter. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, some of them started out as, you know, straight up alt rock songs, if you could call them that, or whatever, or indie songs or whatever. But, yeah, they turned out as they did, short and hopefully Swedish. Not sweet,
Yeah,
not Swedish,
I love
but
that.
Swedish.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet. Yeah. I got what you were saying.
Yeah, look out for my Swedish record coming out soon.
Ooh, I can't wait. So my last question for you is on our podcast. I mean, we talk about music, but we also talk about movies. Is there any movies that you feel like have inspired your music? I mean, obviously, we just talked about how you sampled that one movie, but is there any movies specifically that you've been inspired by?
Oh, off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Harmony Korines, Gummo, all the way to what was that new one he just put out? Agro Surf or something like that. I love his stuff. He
Okay,
makes stuff look the way, I don't know, it just scratches a big itch in my dying brain. And, I would love to make a record that sounds the way his movies look to me and feel to me.
Cool. Gummo's been on my list. I haven't watched it yet, but we need to.
Oh yeah.
Probably
Maybe
should.
we could do it for a pod.
Oh, you should do it for the pod. If you're gonna do a double feature, I would pair Gummo with something light afterwards. Maybe watch like Ice Age 2 after that.
Well, we would love to have you come back on. Maybe that would be kind of fun
Maybe
to have
we
you.
could do that,
Oh,
that pairing.
I think, if there's anything I like more than music, it's movies. So that would be so much fun. I'm sorry I didn't get to watch anything for you guys. It was a busy week. I would have
No, you
loved
did.
to talk movies over my record. So that would have been a lot more fun
Yeah.
for me, probably.
Well, we will definitely have you back on, and we'll talk about movies. That would be really
Yeah.
fun.
Right on. And humongous props to you guys, because like podcasts are very easy to listen to, but they're not easy to do every week. I tried to do one once, and it was like, this is hard. I can't record this and then edit it. Oh my god! And then I have to release it every week for an hour. Holy shit! So it's a lot of work. So good on you guys for keeping it up. That's wicked.
Yeah. Well, luckily we only do it bi-monthly, so it's every other week.
Every
Oh
other
well,
week.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
even
it
better.
is.
But
I mean
thank you.
that's
Yeah.
a cushion.
But it is a lot of work.
It gives
but-
us a cushion, yeah. Okay, my last question is kind of absurd, but I thought it'd be fun to end on a funny one. If your band were a food, what food would it be?
My banner of food, what would it be? Breakfast. Any kind of breakfast. No, I don't know. It would be, you know what it would be? It's like 3 eggs over easy, salt and
Okay.
pepper on top, 2 pieces of rye toast. You put,
gotta be rye.
You put,
Okay.
you dip, you know how you have the bread. So you dip 2 halves and then this third half into the eggs and eat it that way. And then you save a little bit of jelly for the last piece of toast.
Oh,
And
I
then,
see.
pick your protein. I mean, you go any way you want to.
The eyeball breakfast.
The eyeball, yeah.
Well, before we end things, Jesse, just curious, tell the audience, I guess, anything that you want to plug, and also, do you have anything that you're working on that you're excited for?
I'm writing a second full length right now, and I'm also putting together a song for a certain compilation that I'm not going to talk about right away, or maybe I should. And then, I think that's about it for now. It's busy.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I just want to say appreciate the music you make, Jesse. super fun. I love the production style. I love how tight it is. Like a lot of times it makes me think of Gene Mignon from New York. Kind of like, I don't know if you've heard of him, but
No,
it's just very,
this is fun. Tell me more.
he's making music too. Similar, kind of like within, the lo-fi punk kind of sphere.
Right on.
Yeah, he's just super cool. You guys I just love that really tight style that you have. So it's really cool. I'm also curious, like, sorry, I know that this is another question, but are there any other Toronto bands that we should check out other than Bad Egg and Garlic Jr.? Because I know we kind of talked about those, but are there any other bands we should check out?
We just played with a fantastic band called Fester. Check them out. They don't sound like us, but they are so good live. If you haven't heard Imploders, you should probably hear them, called Crime.
Oh yeah, Imploders. My wife loves that band.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, they're wicked.
Cool. My wife's actually the one that showed me you guys, and it was the first song I heard from you was Violins, actually. So that one has a special place at my heart.
Well, right on.
But yeah, my wife knows about Imploders. She knows about a lot of stuff, but that's cool. Yeah.
Well, say hi for me.
Well, this has been a lot of fun.
Will do.
This has been a ton of fun.
I forgot to tell you before I forget. Todd from The Virus, the radio show.
Yeah.
He wanted me to say hi. He also loves your music, and he was like, "That's so cool that you're having Eyeball on the podcast."
Oh, I love The Virus. I'm a listener, so that's wicked.
Sweet. Well, thanks again, Jesse. We really appreciate it, and good luck to you with all your music stuff. And let me know when you guys make shirts. We're gonna order some.
Oh hell yeah, we're gonna do another run soon.
Thanks again, Jesse. We appreciate it. Good
that
luck
was
to you.
so much fun. So much fun. Thanks, guys. Good to meet you. Yeah, stay in touch. And if you actually do want me to come back on, I am like so pumped for that. So hell yeah.